Make a lot of tackles. Geno, I wanted to ask you about Bowie. Last year, it seemed like he had trouble getting to the second level. This year, it seems like there's nothing. What's the difference?
He's a sophomore now. He's gotten a lot of reps. He played as a freshman. We all go through those stages where the games are kind of too fast for us, and we got to get adjusted to the speed. But he's doing a great job right now.
Thoughts overall on Texas Tech? What do you see from them?
They have a really good defense as well. And as I always say, every game has its own story, and I expect it to be tough. On the road, kind of similar to what we faced this past weekend with Texas, with a hostile crowd and the players out there jaw-jacking. So I expect a good game.
Dana says there's no tricks; they just line up and play good defense. I mean, does that to you make it tougher because you know what's coming, or does it make it easier because you know what's coming, or tougher because they are so stout at what they do?
Like I said, I can't really tell you that. I have to actually be out there on the field to assess that. But just from my view on film, they do a great job at making it tough on the quarterbacks. They get a lot of interceptions and turnovers and things of that such, and they really make things complex with just the way that they react to the ball. They do a great job of reading the quarterback's eyes and reacting to the ball.
Are you confident this team can keep at this emotional and energy level for this game at March?
I believe so. I believe we have a great group of leaders leading this team, from the coaching staff down to the players. We have good senior leadership. We all understand our responsibilities, which is to get better from week to week, and we're not going to look past anyone because, like I always say, it's a marathon and not a sprint.
You guys have said that pretty much every year, and I know that a lot of times, like after a Syracuse loss, some guys say maybe we did overlook them. Because of the newness of the Big 12, the fact that you never played them, how much can that help?
I think that's going to help out because we've never faced these guys, so there's really nothing to look forward to. We look past per se because we have a lot to look forward to with this game. It's going to be a new atmosphere for a lot of us in a new venue versus new coaches and new players. It's all a new experience, so it's kind of one of those things where every game is a bowl game for us.
In terms of confidence that you get it done on the road, getting over adversity, all those things, how much did Texas and the way it played out help you going forward?
Well, I think we already had confidence, which is what helped us going into that game, but I think it's definitely something to build upon because now we got freshmen who maybe haven't been in those situations or didn't know what to expect. They're going to know now, so it's going to be a lot more comfortable for those guys. But as far as our team goes, I know that we have great leadership and we're going to be prepared for whatever.
You get a chance to look at the film, see those two fumbles, anything that you feel like you could have done better in those situations?
Yeah, the second one they got lucky. I was about to release it. The first one I could have stepped up in the pocket and helped my tackle out. Pretty much a similar situation where I was going to my target and just as I was about to release it, guys came in and swatted it, which was great on their part.
Do you take an extra challenge out of facing the #1 pass defense in the country, or is it just the same as whoever you face?
Yeah, it's the same thing. No matter who you play, no matter what logos on their jersey or what their ranking is. In this game, stats mean nothing. Paper, what's been done in the past mean nothing. We got to go out there and execute. No matter if it's the first or the last ranked defense, we got to make sure that we're on point, ready to go.
Would you rather see a team, they don't blitz a lot, would you rather see a team blitz you because it usually gives you one-on-one out there if you can get time to get it up?
It really doesn't matter. We're prepared for anything. At the point now where those guys' hands, I don't have to be on.
Geno, second week in a row, you guys are traveling all the way to Texas. You feel like that's going to have any negative carryover for any of the guys getting out of routine or anything like that?
I don't think so. I wouldn't suspect that to happen with us. We got a lot of good leadership, as I always say, and we're going to be prepared for the game. It's just another game for us. We're going on the road once again, second week in a row, so we should have a lot to look forward to and be prepared and be ready to meet the challenge.
The way you guys ran the ball, you think they're going to have to play a little more honestly than the way Texas did with the middle?
You know what? Like I always say, it really doesn't matter how they play us. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to make plays. And that's really what it comes down to. We can't really base, our offense on what other teams do because then we don't look at the fact that we need to do what we do well in order to win, and that's really what it comes down to.
Two active safeties, so they have active safeties, right? Is that what you noticed on tape?
Yeah, the safeties they play heavy in the run fit. They're they're really solid tacklers. They do a great job at reading, run pass. So it's going to be hard to get those guys rattled. I think they have a lot of experience in that back end. So it's going to be one of those tough games again.
Dana said about 8% blitz. Is that what you see? They don't blitz a whole lot. At least they haven't showed it.
Yeah, but I mean, Maryland didn't blitz a lot. JMU didn't. Texas didn't. It's one of those things where, like I said, I have to be prepared for whatever comes my way because I'm pretty sure defensive coordinators are looking at our tape and saying, wow, these guys can do pretty much everything. They run the ball, pass the ball. We have a balanced attack, and I think that's a result of us taking what the defense gives us and not trying to force the issue.
Were you happy with the way you called the game? Were you happy when you looked at the tape? You made the right calls? You made the
Yeah, I think so. I think I was pretty accurate with my reads. They were playing a lot of two-man. They didn't disguise anything. That's going to be different this week because Texas Tech does a great job at mixing up the coverages and disguising it. So we got to really focus in on our keys. But overall, I think it's going to pretty much be the same way, just a hard, grinded-out game.
Physical defense, right? That's what some of the guys are saying. A little more physical. Is that what you see?
I don't know if they're more physical, but that's just Big 12 play. A lot of physical teams, a lot of hard-fought games, shootouts, and whatnot. It's just going to be one of those things where you can't expect to walk in there and just get a victory. You got to earn it.
Last week's game seemed to be a fun game for the people that watched it, and certainly for the people who were there. Was it a fun game to play in, and can you allow yourself to enjoy the moment at all?
I mean, it was fun, but it's behind me now. I really don't care about the game anymore. I'm just focusing on what's in front of me.
Along those, I saw some of the Texas recruits saying that there was a little trash talking going on at some point. You know what? Huh?
No, I don't know what that is.
Is there already discussions going on between you guys?
No, not at all.
I know you go into every game, you're trying to limit your mistakes. You still have 0 interceptions. Is there at any point that you start to think about that and do anything different so that you keep that going? Or
No, I'm aware of it, but I don't think about it. I don't go out there and try not to throw interceptions. I just play the game, and it's kind of a result of having good receivers. They don't tip the ball in the air. They rarely drop it. They run crisp routes. They're always where I need them to be on time. So we're doing a great job with the timing routes and making sure that everything's accurate. But at the same time, I'm not thinking about those interceptions at all.
Is there anything that you don't like about the offense?